Okay, in a really bizarre turn of events, just a few days ago, Sam Altman was ousted as CEO and removed from the board of OpenAI. And all of this happened on Google Meet. This shocked everybody and has made for some pretty incredible memes on X. In the announcement posted on their website, it said that Sam will depart as CEO and leave the board of the company, while Mira Murati, the CTO, will serve as interim CEO. Sam's departure follows a deliberate review process by the board, which concluded he was not consistently candid in his communications with the board, hindering its ability to exercise its responsibilities. The board no longer has confidence in his abilities to continue leading OpenAI. That's a lot of corporate speak for Sam wasn't honest with us. He probably hid stuff from us, and so we have to break up because we can't trust him anymore. So the question is, what could have Sam been lying about? We're going to jump into that in this video. Also, there's been a massive backlash and aftermath playing out on Twitter. We're going to talk about that. And is Sam Altman coming back to OpenAI just a couple days after getting fired? We're going to cover that as well. So a lot of this played out in real time on X. From the initial announcement to the people that were ousted reacting to the employees to tech journalists and everybody in between. And there's a lot of characters at play here. But the four main ones we want to keep in mind are Sam Altman, Greg Brockman, Ilya, and Mira Murati. Many people think that a Game of Thrones style fight for the throne power struggle played out.
When you play the Game of Thrones, you win or you die.
And it's centered on the different philosophies of AI development. Now look, this is just pure theories and anonymous sources. Nobody knows for sure except the people in the room. But some people believe that two of the co-founders, Ilya and Mira, make up one side of the argument, and Sam and Greg make up the other side. The sides being AI Doomerism or AI accelerationism. One believes that AI has to be developed slowly and with guardrails to prevent it from destroying society. And the other side believes that we need to push forward with AI development and things are going to figure itself out. Pretty much Zuckerberg's move fast and break things. This battle between the two sides of Doomerism and accelerationism is just a theory as to what actually happened and why Sam was ousted, and we're going to get to this later in the video. But for now, for what it's worth, an internal memo seen by Axios says that there's no malfeasance from Sam, meaning Sam didn't do anything wrong with respect to finances, business, safety, or security privacy, and that it was all just a breakdown of communication between Sam and the board. Just a few hours after Sam was let go, he tweeted out, "I love my time at OpenAI. It was transformative for me personally, and hopefully the world a little bit. Most of all, I loved working with such talented people. We'll have more to say about what's next later." Then later on that evening, Greg Brockman, the president of OpenAI, tweeted out, "Hi everyone, I'm super proud of what we've built together since starting in my apartment 8 years ago. We've been through tough and great times together, accomplishing so much despite all the reasons it should have been impossible. But based on today's news, I quit." Originally, Greg was supposed to remain at the company as president, but in solidarity with Sam, he quit. And then later that day, he tweeted out a breakdown of the timeline. It said, "Sam and I are shocked and saddened by what the board did today. We too are still trying to figure out exactly what happened. Here's what we know. Last night, Sam got a text from Ilya asking to talk at noon Friday. Sam joined a Google Meet and the whole board except Greg was there. Ilya told Sam he was being fired and that the news was going to go out very soon. At 12:19, Greg got a text from Ilya asking for a quick call. At 12:23, Ilya sent the Google Meet link. Greg was told he was being removed from the board but was vital to the company and would retain his role, and that Sam had been fired. Around the same time, OpenAI published a blog post. As far as we know, the management team was made aware of this shortly after, other than Mira, who found out the night prior. Many people started to think that the board fucked up and that they overreacted to whatever happened because Greg put his reputation on the line by siding with Sam in public and quitting. If Sam had done something really bad, that wouldn't have happened, and other senior researchers wouldn't quit as well. So what was the breakdown of communication and why did this happen? Well, remember how I talked about the divide in leadership on how AI should be developed? The Doomerism and the accelerationism sides? Well, a few separate anonymous sources suggest that it was actually this exact misalignment. On one hand, slowing down and safely developing AI. On the other hand, accelerating. Another way to think about the two sides are the profit versus non-profit parts of the company. An anonymous poster on Reddit said, "Sam's focus increasingly seemed to be fame and fortune, not upholding our principles as responsible nonprofit. He made unilateral business decisions aimed at profits that diverged from our mission. When he proposed the GPT store and revenue sharing, it crossed the line. This signaled our core values were at risk, so the board made the tough decision to remove him as CEO." Now that's an unverified anonymous poster on Reddit, so I know that's not worth much. But until we know the actual reason, there's nothing much else to go by. And regardless of the actual reason, many people are siding with Sam in public, tweeting out hearts in solidarity. Even the official ChatGPT account, which according to Alex Heath was a signal that if Sam and Brock started a new company, they would jump ship and join him there. And if that happened, OpenAI would be completely done. Most of the employees would leave and the company would be left with nothing. But there is one big player in the tech world that loses a lot if that happens, and that's Satya Nadell, the CEO of Microsoft. Earlier this year, Microsoft announced a $10 billion investment in OpenAI, and they have a deep partnership. A lot of the Microsoft products now incorporate OpenAI's technology. And despite investing so much into the company, he didn't get advance notice of Sam's firing either, and he was livid. And surprisingly enough, he's actually been leading the charge to try and bring Sam back as CEO. As crazy as it sounds, just a day after he was fired, there's now talks of him coming back as CEO. Satya Nadell is leading the charge here in discussions, and if Sam does decide to come back, I would imagine most of the board, including Okay, I went to bed last night, ready to edit this video, and crazy news happened while I was asleep. Emmett Shear, the former CEO of Twitch, is now the interim CEO of OpenAI, and a lot of stuff has happened in between that. So let's continue the story to its conclusion now. Okay, so it starts around 11:30 last night. Emily Chang tweets out an update. She says, interim CEO Mira plans to rehire Sam and Greg. However, the OpenAI board is looking to hire its own CEO and has reached out to 2 candidates. Both are prominent execs, and the situation could change any moment. That was around 11:30. 10 minutes later, Ashley Vance, he tweets out at 12:06 a.m., Emmett Shear in as CEO. Then 4 hours later, Emmett Shear tweets out confirmation that he got the offer as interim CEO of OpenAI, and he took it. Emmett and Sam were actually in the same class in the original 2005 Y Combinator. He says, after consulting with my family and reflecting on it for just a few hours, I accepted. I had recently resigned from my role as CEO of Twitch due to the birth of my now 9-month-old son. I took this job because I believe that OpenAI is one of the most important companies currently in existence. One thing he says is that our partnership with Microsoft remains strong. I mentioned before, Satya Nadell has a $10 billion investment in OpenAI. It's clear that the process and communications around Sam's removal has been handled very badly, which has seriously damaged trust. And then at the very end, he says, before I took the job, I checked on the reasoning behind the change. The board did not remove Sam over any specific disagreement on safety. The reasoning was completely different from that. I'm not crazy enough to take this job without board support for commercializing our awesome models. Naturally, Sam is in shock because he's not the CEO. He was literally visiting the OpenAI offices. He said, first and last time I'm wearing this, which is a guest badge, which, has many meanings, but it gets even crazier. Satya Nadell, Microsoft's CEO, tweets out that Sam and Greg are actually joining Microsoft. And he says that they're going to lead a new advanced AI research team. Greg goes on to say, we're going to build something new and it's going to be incredible. And he lists initial leadership, which includes himself, Sam, and a few other former OpenAI employees. Okay, this is crazy news. There's so many big questions. The industry is still grappling with this news. It's less than 12 hours old, but let's ask 3 big questions that I think remain right now. First of all, who are the other colleagues that Satya Nadell here is referring to when he says Sam, Greg, and other colleagues will join Microsoft? Me from the future again. Actually, we know how many employees. Ashley Vance just tweeted out that 500 of 770 employees of OpenAI are heading out. They actually just penned a letter to the board of directors of OpenAI. We have part of it over here, and let's read it together. It says, to the board of directors at OpenAI. OpenAI is the world's leading AI company. We, the employees of OpenAI, have developed the best models and pushed the field to new frontiers. Until now, the company we work for and cherish has never been in a stronger position. The process through which you terminated Sam Altman and removed Greg from the board has jeopardized all of this work and undermined our position as a company. Your conduct has made it clear you did not have competence to oversee OpenAI. When we all unexpectedly learned of your decision, the leadership team of OpenAI acted swiftly to stabilize the company. They carefully listened to your concerns and tried to cooperate with you on all grounds. Despite many requests for specific facts for your allegations, you have never provided any written evidence. The employees also increasingly realized you were not capable of carrying out your duties and were negotiating in bad faith. The leadership team has suggested that the most stabilizing path forward, the one that would best serve our mission, company, stakeholders, employees, and public, would be for you to resign and put in place a qualified board that could lead the company forward in stability. Leadership worked with you and around the clock to find a mutually agreeable outcome. Yet within 2 days of your initial decision, you again replaced interim CEO Mira against the best interests of the company. You also informed the leadership team that allowing the company to be destroyed would be consistent with the mission. Your actions have made it obvious you are incapable of overseeing OpenAI. We are unable to work for you or with people that lack competence, judgment, and care for our mission and employees. We, the undersigned, may choose to resign from OpenAI and join the newly announced Microsoft subsidiary run by Sam and Greg Brockman. Microsoft has assured us that there are positions for all OpenAI employees at this new subsidiary should we choose to join. We will take this step imminently unless all current board members resign and the board appoints 2 new independent directors such as Brett Taylor and Will Hurd and reinstates Sam and Greg. Things just got way weirder. What we're hearing is that essentially the board is acting against the best faith of the company and they've been, in a sense, sabotaging the company. They replaced the interim CEO Mira with Emmett Shear unexpectedly while Sam was coming back to renegotiate and possibly come back. We have confirmation that Microsoft will take in all OpenAI employees should they wish to come over and join the new subsidiary. And so if everybody leaves, like Mira said, OpenAI is nothing without their people, then what is the company? The company's nothing. It's done. That's where we're going to leave off this video. This is a crazy cliffhanger. We're going to see what happens next time. So that's where we're going to leave off this video. It's a crazy cliffhanger. Who knows what's going to happen next? Whether the board steps down completely and Sam and Greg come back, or everybody leaves and joins Microsoft, which at the end of the day, Satya is the biggest winner here. And I think Satya wins no matter what happens, because if everybody leaves OpenAI, they're joining Microsoft, and Microsoft is now the most powerful AI company. If OpenAI goes back to its old form, then they have the partnership with the strongest AI company. So this is insane. Also, Ilya tweeted out that he regrets his decisions to support the board. That's a crazy admission. We still don't know the exact reason of how it went and what played out, but Ilya is now also joining Sam and Mira and Greg as well. So this is insane. 48 hours and the whole AI space has totally been shaken up. Guys, if you like that summary, subscribe to the channel, turn on post notifications. I'm Atare, and I'll be bringing you more of these videos.